We are dealing with piecewise functions here, and we've got this part here. Normally we'll have a function when we're trying to evaluate one. It'll say find f of 2. And so the only problem is f of 2, it's unclear which one of these three equations or these three expressions that we need to plug it into. And so in order to determine which one we have to plug it into, we look over here to the right. This is our guide. If x, if the number is less than or equal to -6, we plug it into this equation. If it's between -6 and 0, we plug it into the second equation. And if it's larger than 0, we plug it into the third equation. And what you want to pay attention to especially is this or equal to sign here. If, for instance, we find f of -6 in this case, it would have to go to this equation because this one is less than or equal to. This one here says that it is greater than -6. So if it has to find f of -6, it would actually be plugged into that first equation. Okay, so let's try one. We are going to plug this one in to, let's see, f of 2. X is greater than or equal to 0. That is our f of 2. So we're going to plug it into that third equation there. And my third equation is x cubed minus 2. So x cubed minus 2. Now instead of writing x, I'm going to write my 2. And I always use parentheses whenever I'm plugging these in. So this is going to be 2 cubed minus 2. 2 cubed is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. So f of 2 equals 6. Okay, now if asked to find something else, if we said find f of 0, now in this case 0, we have to look on our chart here. 0, it doesn't apply to this one because this one says that it's less than 0. This one is x is greater than or equal to 0. So in this case, we're going to plug it back in again to the third equation. Alright, so I'm going to write my third equation, x cubed minus 2. Now I'm going to plug in my 0. Again, I use parentheses when I plug them in. Minus 2. 0 cubed is 0, minus 2 is -2. So f of 0 is equal to -2. Now let's do one more. If we said find f of, we'll pick one that's maybe -2. Okay, find f of -2. And so we have to go over here on the right-hand side and see which one of these three it falls into. -2 falls right here into the second one. It is greater than -6 but less than 0. So we're going to plug it into the second equation here. So I take my second equation, I'll rewrite that one, -3x plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to plug this in, -3, and again I use parentheses, times -2 plus 4. -3 times -2 is 6. 6 plus 4 gives me 10. So f of -2 is equal to 10. Now remember, when you're writing these on your homework on the test, all of these notations that I've written down here are all perfect. Those are fine. When you do it online, though, they only want this last little bit. In other words, you don't write f of 0 equals -2. You'll just write just -2 is fine. Or in this case, you'll write just 10. That works perfect.